All right, so today we're diving into a really fascinating visualization technique. This is for anyone who's looking to manifest a committed relationship with their specific person, their SP. Let's jump right in.
Just think about it for a second. What if you could just cut through all the noise, all the confusion, the mixed signals, the doubt? What if you could get a totally clear, undeniable answer about how they really feel? Well, that's pretty much the core promise of the method we're breaking down today.
So right now, you might feel like you're living on the left side of this screen, right? Just stuck in this state of uncertainty, always waiting for that next text, just hoping for a sign. But the goal, of course, is to be living in the reality on the right, a reality filled with certainty, where you just know where you stand, and it all leads to real commitment. So the big question is, how do you get from one side to the other?
Well, the framework we're looking at calls this process shifting timelines. And the idea here is pretty powerful. It suggests that you can consciously choose to step out of the reality of waiting and wondering and move into a totally new timeline, one where the relationship you want is already a done deal.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does this actually work? What is the method for making this kind of shift happen?
Now, this is absolutely crucial to understand. This is not about trying to change someone else or, manipulate them with your mind. The entire process is internal. It's all about radically changing your inner state. The whole idea is that our inner world, what we believe, what we feel, what we assume to be true, is what creates our outer world. So by changing yourself on the inside first, you literally start to experience a different reality on the outside.
And the specific tool, the visualization technique used to make this inner shift happen, is called the cocoon of safety.
So what is it exactly? Well, think of it like a mental sanctuary that you build for yourself. It's this imagined space that is perfectly safe, warm, and just full of love. The idea is that inside this cocoon, you can bypass all the ego stuff, all the fears, the day-to-day baggage, both yours and theirs, and connect on a much deeper soul-to-soul level.
Which, brings us to a really important question before we go any further. This whole thing relies on turning your focus inward. So you have to ask yourself, are you ready to do that? Are you ready to really look within?
Awesome. So let's get practical. Here is the step-by-step guide for actually creating and using this cocoon of safety.
It really just breaks down into 4 simple steps. First, you just get calm and comfortable. Meditate, take some deep breaths, whatever works for you to quiet your mind. Second, you start to imagine this beautiful cocoon forming all around you. Really feel it. Make it feel real, warm, totally secure. Third, you gently invite the essence, the soul of your person to join you in this space. And finally, and this is the most important part, you look into their soul and you ask them directly, what is it that you truly desire?
And this is a really important distinction to remember. You're not talking to the version of them who might be afraid of commitment or the one who's sending you mixed signals. In this visualization, you are having a direct conversation with their higher self, the part of them that's free from all the fear and the conditioning of the outside world.
Okay, so you've done the work. You've sat with this visualization. What's supposed to happen now? What's the intended outcome? What are you supposed to feel or hear?
The whole point of this, the big payoff, is to have a really clear internal auditory experience. The goal is to hear the answer to your question in your mind, but in their voice. And the answer you're aiming to hear is something just like this: a clear, direct, totally unambiguous declaration of their desire to be with you and commit to you. Hearing those words internally is what's said to be the catalyst for the whole timeline shift.
Because here's the thing. That inner conversation is designed to completely change your own energy. You literally shift from a state of wanting and longing and hoping to an inner state of already having it. You've heard it, you've felt it as real, and now, on a deep subconscious level, you know it's true. It's almost like you're mentally rehearsing the future until your brain just accepts it as your current reality. And that internal shift is what creates these results inside of you. Suddenly, that feeling of uncertainty, it's replaced with certainty. That insecurity is replaced with a deep sense of security. You stop waiting because as far as your inner world is concerned, it's already done. You start to walk around embodying the feeling, the reality of the relationship you want. And that changes everything about how you interact with them and the world.
And that really leaves us with this one big final question that's at the heart of this whole thing. Is it possible that the reality you experience on the outside is just a mirror, simply reflecting back the state of the world you've built on the inside? It's a really powerful idea to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.